Hello and welcome to another episode of But Have You Heard About Conspiracy Theory Edition. Dun dun dun. I'm your host Courtney, and I'm joined always by Matt.
Yay.
So today we have a government-fueled conspiracy theory for you.
Okay.
Today we are going to talk about one that originates in Alaska.
Has it anything to do with oil?
No oil, surprisingly. So this is with HAARP. It is the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. And I'm just going to call it HAARP because High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
Okay.
Called HAARP.
And what do they do?
Well, so the original purpose of this was to analyze the ionosphere and investigate the potential for developing ionospheric enhancement technology for radio communications and surveillance.
So just radio communications.
Yeah. Okay. So they want to make GPS better and whatnot.
Sure. But why Alaska? Just because?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't really it's out in the middle of nowhere.
True. Yeah.
You don't really get to do things. So this was established in 1993. It was joint funded by the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. Because of all of these players, in a sense,
sure,
you would think, I wonder what they're all doing together. And I mean, This is a very common thing. You have research going on and they're tag teaming with a university. But unlike a lot of other research facilities, like if you want to go to any of the previously used ones for like the Manhattan Project, you literally can show up unannounced and get a tour.
Really?
But if you show up to HAARP,
they're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
They're like, no, we have an open house like every 3 years. And you have to come on this specific day and you have to be pre-approved, basically.
So they can clean up all of their stuff. And hide it in closets and stuff.
And if you go and look on their website and stuff, it seems very basic and vague. And you're just like, Back to pre-conspiracy theory talk. While as of August 2015, it is owned and operated by the university as a teaching and research facility, science scares us all into madness, as we have learned. So there are a multitude of theories. The first one I want to talk about is more than just one theory, because it's coming from, I'm going to butcher his name, which is horrible, but Nick Begich Jr., who is the son of former Alaska House Representative and brother of former Alaskan Senator, and he authored the book called Angels Don't Play This HAARP.
Dumb.
He's from Alaska. He has credibility with his name. I mean, that's an interesting name.
Sure. He's not just some jamoke that, saying things.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
He's a guy with a family. He alleges that the facility could trigger earthquakes. Okay. And trust me, he's not the only one who thinks this. And turn the upper atmosphere into a giant lens so that the sky would literally appear to burn.
So it's like a James Bond villain facility, basically, is what these people think.
Yes. I don't even... Again, this is like the tip of the iceberg, and this is like a Titanic-sized killing iceberg that we're going to go down real quick.
Okay.
But he also, if you want to go check it out, he has a website. If you look up Nick Begich, Begich, and HAARP, HAARP. If you look that up, you can totally find his website, and he posts about how it's a mind control device too.
Okay, so yeah, Bond villain stuff, basically. You said he gets more crazy than that.
So, I mean, he has his own book, his website, he does talks, he does all these other shenanigans.
And this is the senator guy?
Okay, it is the son of a former House representative, and his brother was a state senator for Alaska. Or an Alaskan
this is in the
senator.
90s.
Is when this started. But people still have these theories because even though...
It's still going on, right.
What, I said 2015 that the university took it over? They're still not giving tours. Like, they're not giving open house tours like you would expect from a lot of places.
It's all like the military personnel are pieced out, but the university people are still working in the facility.
Yeah, so...
Super soldiers.
No, it's not super soldiers. But if you go on to HAARP's, current website, it does talk about the project, and it says it wants to learn more about shortwave radio communication and its application in global positioning systems, among other things. Maybe it was used to find Saddam's WMDs that weren't there anyways. Or maybe other things. They just search things out.
That's another conspiracy. The WMDs.
Yeah, whatever. Yes. There are multiple people and multiple conspiracy theories that allege weather, that it can control the weather. All right. So I'm gonna pick one because I just really enjoy this. Eric Dubé. He is a conspiracy blogger, unlike me, who just uses a podcast to make fun of these people. And he's an American expat that lives in Thailand.
What?
I mean, why would you live in Thailand? And then I'm like...
They got nice ties in Thailand?
That's not where I was going. But anyways, he is part of a group that believes the U.S. has used HAARP to cause earthquakes, specifically the 8.9 magnitude earthquake that rocked northern Japan in 2011 that led to that nuclear meltdown in Fukushima.
Is that the one with they had the tsunami?
I think so. I'm honestly not a weather expert.
Well, I remember there being a tsunami in the last decade. But
yeah, like a really bad one.
I don't remember if it was 2011, though.
I mean, that sounds right. The whole thing is that these conspiracy theorists believe that HAARP generates these waves and with their antennas. And if they focus on a specific part of the ionosphere, that they can basically just make things happen.
Right.
I don't understand science. I say this all the time. I'm not a scientific person. I don't understand this.
That's not how communication waves work.
Right, but but these conspiracy theorists are saying that's not what's happening. And that's not what it's really used for. Also, real weird, people claim that the U.S., for whatever reason, caused the January 2010 earthquake in Haiti using it.
What proof?
There is none.
Yeah, of course.
Still on the topic of weather, there are conspiracy theorists who believe that it somehow causes hurricanes.
No, all these hurricanes that have been happening lately. No.
Not even lately. They go back to 2005 when we had 3 in a row that were pretty bad to the Gulf Coast.
Mm.
But it's like, why would you do that? So 2005, you had Katrina, which was horrible. Then you had Rita, which just caused panic as well as damage to the southeast coast of Texas, and Wilma. And you have all of these together. Why would the U.S. government want to not only do this to its own citizens, but then FEMA has to come in? I mean, FEMA's gotten way better since 2005 because that's when basically we realized it was a broken system. But it's silly to think this because there's no way that you can cause a disturbance over in basically the African continent from Alaska of all places to cause this hurricane to come.
I don't know, man. You heard about the butterfly effect?
Yeah, but that is not...
You whisper with a machine in Alaska and it causes a hurricane in Haiti.
Hurricane? Don't you mean the earthquake
in Haiti? Yeah, man. That's real. That shit's real. That's so dumb. Using it to, like, just screw ourselves over makes even less sense. Like, that's the dumbest one.
Yeah. All right. So the one that I alluded to already with Nick Begich Jr.
Weather control.
Is the mind control.
Okay, the mind control one. Yeah, I want to hear more about that one.
So they just basically say they're trying to control mine with the wave patterns that are coming out.
Okay.
However, I would say my favorite, except for now that I realize that he had his own conspiracy TV show on True, I'm like, you're not my favorite ex-wrestler who became a governor, but Jesse Ventura basically came out against HAARP. So let me back this up and talk about, because he has an episode, you can watch it if you want, whatever, live your best life.
What is this guy's show?
It's about conspiracy theories.
It's just
it got canceled because he tried to say that FEMA set up these tents, and that's where they were going to put everybody in camps. And I'm like, but there's more of us than them. How are you gonna... That makes no sense. Anyways.
This is like Illuminati level stuff right here, man.
He talked about conspiracy theories, and that's what they are. They're ridiculous sometimes. But anyways, he firmly believes that it's a mind control device. He set up an interview, or his team tried to set up an interview for a show. And people at HAARP were like, no.
On his TV show?
Yeah. And they were like, we don't do that for anybody.
Right.
And they were like, we're gonna see if you will. And what did they do? They show up and they are denied access, as anyone would be.
Right. Oh, doy.
I don't understand. Again, there are multiple places you can go and they talk about the brain waves coming from radio frequencies. If that's the case, we've been mind controlled since, the invention of the radio. Or we have the possibility to be mind controlled.
I mean,
with radio wave
people
frequencies.
Listening to the radio and watching TV, you don't think they're mind controlled sometimes?
I wouldn't say you're mind controlled.
It's like Batman Forever, yo.
You know what? I wonder if that's like his favorite movie and he won't tell anybody, but he wants it to be real so bad that that's what he's come up with.
A box in every home in America.
So basically, those are the theories, and they're all kind of wackadoodle.
Yeah. I
wouldn't even
did this facility do anything noteworthy to be like, oh, yeah, no, we're actually doing this, you dummies. But
that's the thing, is that they do, but they're so vague about the research. So compared to other government-funded places...
They're more transparent with what they're doing.
Yeah, they're the least transparent. They don't.
That's why people are going bananas, because they don't know what it does. So they're just like, well, it doesn't do anything. So surely they're mind controlling people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I understand that. Like, so literally, if you think about movies about neighbors, the Klopeks, what's the movie called? Is it called the Klopeks?
Which one?
The Tom Hanks movies.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
The Burbs, right?
The Burbs. I think that's right.
Anyways, so they don't see their neighbors. And so they just think like the worst of them.
Right.
I mean,
they're an alien. They're a vampire. They're this. They're that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you can't see what this research facility is doing. They're very vague, and you don't understand the importance. They, or like you being the grand you, don't understand the importance of their work. Mm-hmm. So, of course you think they're doing things that they are up to no good.
If I had to explain myself on the shit that they were doing, then the people wouldn't believe that either. They'd be like, oh, you guys are trying to figure out how to do this? You're mind controlling, obviously. Like, that's the level of denial that these conspiracy theorists have sometimes, that like even when they do tell them what's going on, they're just like, nope, you're definitely doing this. It's like, you're just so full of baloney.
Yeah. At this point, though, if people, casually try to storm Area 51, why don't they go out to Alaska and...
It's cold there.
Well, you can go in the summer. It's not as cold. But it's like Gakona, Alaska? I don't know. You can go out there. It's the middle of nowhere. It's in the boonies.
I don't know Alaskan.
Look, if you asked me on a map where Fairbanks or Anchorage was, I couldn't tell you.
Nope.
I just know that it's like closer to the water because ports. But anyways, because you can't see it, you just don't understand the significance of their work because it's probably taking longer than it needs to.
I'm curious why they chose that location, though, aside from it being maybe a little more desolate.
And there's a lot of land.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cut and dry conspiracy theory that definitely I feel like is debunked. But, I mean, if you want to believe that you're being mind controlled by a place in Alaska and that they somehow have become the weatherman...
Right. Like, they're really terrible weathermen. Like, make the weather nice.
Like, global warming is a thing. Can you fix it?
Yeah, no. Like, if that was the case, they would have done something different, I think. Like, unless it's just, like, if it is a weather controlling machine, which obviously it's not, then they have no control over what type of weather they're creating. It's just like push buttons and then whoops, whoa, tornado.
Yeah, it's like a cat on a keyboard for...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's going to be it for this episode of But Have You Heard About Conspiracy Theory Edition? And I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty chill. I never knew about the HAARP place.
I never heard of that.
It's probably for the best.
They use mind control to make us think that we don't know about it. That's what it is.
That's going to be it for this episode of But Have You Heard About? We hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, your evening, your weekend. Wash your hands, wear a mask, don't do silly things.
Yep.
And with that, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.